Howdy do, one and all, I am ETTemplar, Supreme Professional Dipshit. So, of course, it has been proven that Jeremy Hambley did, in fact, flag down, at least he flagged down somebody. So here we go. Let's play the clip.
Whoops.
Probably around the public. So that's Rage Against the Machine. And here we go. So we got right here. Thanks for your report to YouTube. MTQ headquarters. Again, this is coming from the guy who I didn't flag anybody. I showed my flagging report. I didn't flag anybody. I didn't do it. Yet we have right here, this Luddite couldn't even use a different browser when searching on screen, on stream, or he couldn't like go into the guest mode to where it doesn't have, your history there, or, what's the in private mode or whatever. So you don't expose yourself, but these people normally are this stupid. And this is ironic for those of you who don't know. This guy right here, the guy in the cheddar cheese, like nacho cheese, get up here. For the better part of about years, he's been the champion, a champion of the right and the freedom of speech, and those social justice warriors and them liberals flagging down on content and the censorship, more censorship. Now doing the same thing that they have done. So this guy is a hypocrite. And of course, he gets mad when people make jokes at him, and he can't handle it. So he can't, he's threatened to fight people in the past. He's had his ass kicked by a transvestite. So he knows he can't fight anyone in real life because he's fat and like out of shape. More so than I am, but I think if a transvestite could take him, I could take him too. I just saying. But yeah, so when his just impotent rage that doesn't work, he flags down your shit. And the channel he allegedly, well, I think it's safe to say he flagged it down. KinoCasinoClips is ran by their editor, an Irish man that has a wife and kid. So the guy who's always saying, "Oh, they're taking bread out of people's mouths and taking food from their families," and has done the exact same thing. But again, this guy is a supreme grifter. He's already lying out the woodwork. He's doing the standard like operating procedure these locals do. Oh, my family's under attack. I'm getting messages. I have a package that's showing up at my house and this and that, right? Without actually showing proof. And this guy's, so he's already lied about not flagging people down. And of course, he's more than likely lying about that. And first off, let's just start off that's shitty behavior, regardless if this guy's a flag it or not. Going IRL is like one of the weakest shit you can do. However, if you're lying about it, that's just worse. But this is a guy who's going to cry victim, and he's just going to try and profit and grift off all this. He's going to say, I pissed off the woke right. Oh, Kino Casino. PPP and Andy are right-wing extremists, and they're just like the liberals and social justice warriors harassing and attacking my family. Right? He's going to spin that narrative next. Oh, watch. So yes, moral of the story is, if you're a YouTuber or even if you clip content, make sure you have a backup channel on another, like even on YouTube or BitChute, Rumble, somewhere, just in case you can archive your content or archive your content on your hard drive or machine, like your computer, because people like this guy are out to nuke anyone who dare offends their sensibility. And so that's one. Make sure you archive your content, because this man and people like him, these grifters, are going to try and ban you and false flag you off the internet because they're cowards. The next thing is make sure you have a job that's other than YouTube, or at least make sure you're setting aside money. Because again, people like this, who are hypocrites, who proclaim to be freedom of speech advocates, but strike down and get people essentially fired for offending his feelings, his fifis, his thin skin. And it's going to be amazing watching him get the massive metric ton of shit that's coming his way. I'm here for it, and it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And I don't know, Hambly, in the icing, to wrap this up, the icing on third Sunday is that this guy pretends to be a multi-millionaire, flexes watches, saltwater aquarium, an RC track, and all this. Maybe if you know, you know, this guy pretends to be, it's got a Tesla Cybertruck, and he's so rich and so poor. Bam, ooh, jab, ooh, ooh. But yet, in the same sense, he's always poor and under attack. We need more money. We need more money, guys. Which is always the grifter's crisis, isn't it? So, Jeremy Hambley, grifter by name, and he essentially got lucky, is what it is. He landed the algorithm so many years ago. And now that people are jumping ship, now that he's boring as fuck because reading articles is kind of lame and gay these days, he's trying to float his channel by buying bots on Rumble and other places. He's trying to float this dead dream, and he knows he's in deep shit, and he hates himself because at whatever age he is, 55, 54, imagine being that old, and imagine being that much of a dickhead at that age, to not only be flagging down people's posts on social media, but to be acting like a petulant child. But then again, I think we always knew Hambley, I think he used to work in some kind of computer repair, computer tech, and something tells me that someone else was doing most of the work. And I think he's scared because he's barely keeping his channels and his YouTube shit afloat with his own money, and he's panicking. So when people voice their opinion about him, he just can't handle it because he knows he has to get a job like the rest of them. And in all reality, I think people making money from YouTubing and shit it might be a bubble one day. Who knows? But yeah, this guy essentially got lucky, and that's that. And he's actually not very talented at all. He just happened to like schmooze or like knob gobble his way to where he is, I think, by ingratiating himself with Rumble and Pavlovsky or Pavlovich or Popovich or whoever CEO. So just to wrap this up, the same guy who's been the champion of free speech is doing the same thing his enemies have done. And like his YouTube, like his, marriage, will end with him sitting in a corner and him being able to do nothing about it because he chose that lifestyle. So I mean, it's like if you're mad that you're in an open relationship, if you're mad that other men are plowing your life allegedly, that should be on you and not flaked from KinoCasinoClips or Kino Casino or anyone clipping Kino Casino, illicit clips, or whoever else you flag next. If you're upset and mad about your life choices with your wife, that's on you. And you shouldn't be taking it out on other people. You shouldn't be trying to take other people's livelihood. I mean, as gay as it sounds, like that's kind of retarded and absolute betrayal of your ideology. But then again, like most of these grifters, sticks, and so many others, it's always a constant, infinite crises. And what Hambley now has done is he can use this and help. I'm being attacked. Oh no, I'm under attack. So he's got that going for him, at least, as his again, just sitting there in a chair in this little corner, and he's gonna get shit on. Anyways, that's the part two. Jeremy Hambley has actually flagged somebody down, but we can predict that it was KinoCasinoClips, someone who it wasn't even PPP in Andy's channel. So good job, Hambley, being an absolute hypocrite and betrayer of your idealism. Good luck, dude, because the path you've chosen is a rough one.